everyone, my name is Sheila SL Reads. It is almost midnight and I'm hoping to participate in the Readathon by Zoe, hosted by Read by Zoe here on BookTube. I have never done a readathon before, but I am super excited to participate in this. My lighting is absolute shit. It is worse than it has ever been, and I don't even know how to fix this because it's midnight and I have like one giant lamp. So we're just going to roll with it, we're going to see how it goes, and just hope for the best. I'm finally sitting in front of my bookshelf, so this is what it looks like. I'll be doing a dorm tour hopefully soon so you can actually see what it looks like. Before the readathon actually starts, I just want to let you guys know what I'll be reading. The first book that I'm hoping to read during this readathon is a comic book. It is Miss Marvel, No Normal. I think it's the first issue. My university is doing a university-wide book club, and this is the book that everybody is reading, and so I have to read it tomorrow, hopefully, which is in only a few minutes, so that I can go to a book club meeting for it. And it's hopefully just going to be like a really short read, and I haven't really read any graphic novels or comic books recently, and so I'm really excited to pick this up. I've heard that it's good, so I hope that I give it a 5 stars. The second book that I will be reading for this readathon is Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. I'm part of another book club within my residence hall, and we are all reading Red Sister, and we only have to read 100 pages for this upcoming week, and so that is all I'm going to try to read. If I have any extra time, then I might pick this up again towards the end of the day and read some more of it, get a head start on the next reading assignment. This book seems like it's a lot like Nevernight, which I absolutely loved. It was the first book I read this year. It involves an assassin in an assassin school. I don't really know that much about it besides that, and I kind of want to go in with that because I had such a great experience with Nevernight. I want to see how this is different. The third book that I'm hoping to read during this readathon is The Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo. This is a collection of fairy tales for the Grisha universe that Leigh Bardugo is famous for. The Grisha universe includes the Grisha trilogy as well as the Six of Crows duology. I read the Six of Crows duology and absolutely adored it. I only read the first book of the Grisha trilogy. I didn't really enjoy it that much, but I absolutely love fairy tales, and so I really hope that I'm going to enjoy this. Not only is the cover of this beautiful, both with the book jacket on and without, there are illustrations within this, and they are all just gorgeous. I'm so happy to read this. I hope this is going to be a quick read. That's kind of why I chose it, because it is very short, and I feel like the setup of it, since it is just 5 or 6 short stories, I feel like it's just going to be very easy and very quick for me to get through. So it is 12:54 a.m. I just finished Miss Marvel. I really enjoyed this. I don't really know what I was expecting. I didn't really know that much about Miss Marvel besides what one of my friends summarized about her, who she was in the Marvel universe. But I was strangely surprised. I really enjoyed where the story went. It was a lot different than I was expecting, and it kind of made me want to pick up some more. I'm not really a big comic book person, but I don't know. I feel like I'm so bad at buying comic books because I'm do I want to buy them when it's way less pages than a book, but it is really good art. I've read some Winter Soldier comic books and also Silk comic books, and so those are different art styles obviously, but also they have different powers and everything. But Kamala Khan has what is it called? She calls it embiggening or something, when she makes herself really big, or makes just one of her hands huge, and it's so interesting to see she's just a normal sized person with an arm the size of the Big Ben. It's so cool. I really liked the cultural aspect and how it was she was trying to fit in this world where everybody was expecting her to be more Americanized, but she definitely has this Pakistani culture, and her parents really don't understand what's going on, and I really hope that at some point she includes her parents in this. And I really like this. I gave it 5 stars. This is just a quick update. It is 9:11 a.m. I am soon going to be leaving to go to the football game, so I'm not going to have that much time to read this morning. I am currently on page 51 of The Language of Thorns by Readathon. I am kind of enjoying it so far. I just feel like that wasn't the best, story. I finished the entire first story. That's where I am right now. I feel like it was kind of cliche. There wasn't really anything spectacular about it. So it was there were a bunch of stories within a story. It would have been interesting to have those as the stories, the fairy tales and everything, because those are stories that the people in the fairy tale were hearing. I feel like it kind of had Cinderella elements, and I feel like Beauty and the Beast elements because it was about a beast, but also it reminded me a little bit of the protagonist of the Wrath and the Dawn, Shazi, because she tells stories in order to stay alive in that book, and that's also what was happening in this one. And it was very strange. It was they fell in love. I feel like it would have been good as well if they ended up as friends. I felt like that's where it seemed like it was going, was just they had this friendly bond. But I guess that's what happens when you have a fairy tale instead of having this long novel in which you see romantic development, that sort of thing. I'm definitely looking forward to continue this though, and I feel like it's not going to be that long of a read. This is where I am right now. This is what I'm using as my bookmark. But yeah, I have this much left. So yeah, I will continue reading that. I'll probably give an update when I get back from the game. Let you know if I read anything. Probably will not film any of me reading just because there's going to be lots of people coming in and out of my room at the moment. So okay, I'll see you at the next update. Hello everybody, I just wanted to give an update of what's going on. It is currently 6:52, so it's been quite a long time since my last update. I did read a little bit after I recorded that. I didn't record any of that reading because it was just I didn't know how long it was going to be because my roommate's parents were coming and then we were going to a football game. And then I did read a little bit in the car on the way to Target, so I have read about half, a little bit more than half of The Language of Thorns, and it's still pretty decent. It's kind of disappointing. I thought it would be a lot better. I was expecting more from Readathon, but I hope that the stories will get better perhaps towards the end. I definitely looked at the illustrations, and the illustrations for one of the next ones looks pretty good, so I hope it's going to be great. There's also a Cubs game starting at 7 p.m., so I have to watch that obviously because, it's the playoffs, so I need to watch that, so I'm going to be a little distracted while reading, but I still feel like I'll be able to do it because the books that I have picked for myself are really not all that hard. I do just have to finish reading this book and then some of Red Sister, which I mentioned before. It's only 100 pages, so it shouldn't be that hard. I am putting a few post-it notes so I know what to talk about because a few of these I am doing for book club, so I will be having discussions about them. This has been super fun so far. I actually like it. When I had seen Read by Zoe doing this, I was so confused why she wasn't just reading, but then I was like, people do have lives besides this, and even though I was like, oh, I want to just read this entire day, even the books that I picked out for myself, I knew they weren't going to be hard books, and so I'd be able to tackle them even though I had all this stuff going on. So it really has been an enjoyable experience, and I hope to do some more sometime soon. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next update. It's currently 9:48 p.m. I just finished The Language of Thorns. I definitely liked the last story the best. Still lacked a little bit of originality, but I definitely did enjoy it more. I liked that it wasn't like the other ones, it didn't have a happy ending, but it had the ending it deserved. It was more about retribution than it was about happiness, which I guess is kind of sad, but it's also I felt like not everything can be a happy ending. I was literally thinking that as I was going on. I was like, not everything can be perfect, and every single fairy tale, they have a reason for existing, they have a purpose, and they're supposed to teach you something, and so this one I feel kind of did. I will probably make a review on Goodreads, so I will probably link that down below if anybody wants to go check it out, and if I review any of the other ones, I will definitely put those down below. So I'm about to start Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. I feel like it's not going to be that hard of a read, and I'll definitely be able to finish it tonight. I hope it's interesting, so I will check back in with you later and let you know how that goes. Bye. day after the readathon. It is Sunday, and I tried to film this earlier, like right after the readathon ended at midnight, but for some reason it didn't film, so I'm just filming it now, just to like tell you how it all went. I really enjoyed the readathon. I read everything I set out to read. Overall, it was fun, even though I didn't enjoy the one book that I thought I was going to as much. I didn't really enjoy The Language of Thorns. It was not as fantastic as I was expecting from Leigh Bardugo, which really disappointed me in all honesty. I thought that the fairy tales would be a lot better, or like better thought out, or more innovative or inventive, just like something new, and they were kind of just taking all these actual fairy tales and just like making them into the Grishaverse, which I don't know, I thought it could have been better. The graphic novel I read was great. I have not read a graphic novel in a long time, and it was definitely really fun to read it. I'm definitely looking forward to discussing it in my book club meeting later this week. And as for the other book that I read for a book club meeting, which is Red Sister, I felt like I was expecting more from it. I thought it would be more like Nevernight, as I mentioned, but it's really different. The protagonist is a lot younger than I was expecting. She's like 9 years old, I think, and I feel like that's incredibly young for a book in the YA genre. Some of the writing isn't like the best, like it seems a bit repetitive, or just like the world building isn't as good, especially compared to Nevernight, where they had the world building within the footnotes, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, because I thought that was so cool. All of the descriptions of like the world building, like they had little like definitions at the beginning of the book, like before the prologue and everything, and one of the characters literally said like the entire thing that was mentioned, and I was like, well, that was kind of dumb. If we already know what it is, like you shouldn't have to have all of this explained. And there were just a few other weird things, but I hope to discuss it with my book club and see what they think about it and see just what their thoughts are on it. This was super fun, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope to do more of these soon. If Read by Zoe does any more, then I'll hopefully be able to participate in them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!